Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a premiere video tonight, and this is actually going to premiere at like 2:30 or 3 a.m. It's going to be a late premiere, of course, but I have two other videos premiering at two different times on the 28th, so this is actually going to be for best movies of 2022. Hopefully I can get it all done, this whole video. I don't know for sure, but we'll just wait and see. So I'm going to discuss what are the best movies, in my opinion, that I watched in 2022. And there's 15, of course. So makes it a little better, I guess. And I'll let you know my thoughts on the best movies of 2022, in my opinion, that were the best movies for me, at least. So let's dive into this best movies of 2022 end of the year video. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing parts for this, but I'll keep you posted. If I have to do another part, if I don't get it all done, then I will let you know. But at number 15 is a surprising movie that I did give a 7.5 out of 10, but after realizing that I might have been a little too harsh with it, even though the movie was really good, was Avatar: The Way of Water. Now, I put it at the top of the list only because of the fact that Jake Sully and Spider are my least favorite characters, but Jake Sully did redeem himself at the end of the movie, which I was really impressed with. But Spider was just a nothing character. It's like, fuck that character. There wasn't much that character was doing, but the story itself was really good. And the visuals were amazing along with the CGI. And I really love this movie. This is a really good movie. Um, but I have my critiques on it, of course. So I'd bump it up to an 8.5 out of 10 as of now, because it's a pretty good movie. It's weaker than the first one, but only because of one character ruining the movie. Mainly one character, and Jake Sully being kind of a pussy through certain moments in the movie. Quite a bit of the movie, I should say. But that's my opinion after all. So, at number 15 was Avatar: The Way of Water. The story was amazing. The whole script was amazing. And the visuals were great. But I have a few critiques on it with two characters in the movie. But other than that, the movie did splendidly well. Even though I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 in my review, I kind of take that back because after realizing that it's not as bad as I thought when I watched it, I was like, maybe I was a little too harsh. Number 14 is The Woman King. Now, this was a really good movie. Viola Davis, I was impressed with her performance and her acting in this. And just John Boyega playing as the king of the Women King, or of the women tribe or whatever in Africa. This movie impressed me with the story and all that, and the plot and premise was really amazing and did very well, in my opinion, with the performances, and the action sequences are amazing. So this was a really good movie with Viola Davis in it. Pretty good, but still have critiques on it, but at least it made it in the top 15, of course, which there's only 15 movies I personally found to be really good this year. So at number 14 is The Woman King. Number 13 is Elvis. Now, I was really impressed with Austin Butler's uh, performance as the king of, I guess, Elvis Presley, of course, is who he was playing with. Sorry, I'm just losing my train of thought. It is Elvis Presley that he's playing as. So, um, basically, this was a pretty good movie. The whole movie was very long. It was like over 2.5 hours. And I was really impressed with this movie, with how it turned out. And this is a movie worth owning, for sure. I did enjoy certain moments in the movie, like just how Tom Hanks is sponsoring him and getting him famous, and then towards the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil anything, you kind of don't like Tom Hanks's character towards the end of the movie, but the rest of the movie did pretty well. So I was really impressed with this biography movie. So at number 13 is Elvis. Number 12 is the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Now, this was only like a 45-minute movie, short movie, I guess you could say. But I did enjoy it for almost an hour of a runtime. It was like 45 minutes, of course. It wasn't very long, but I wanted to put this on here because I did like it, in my personal opinion. The jokes were pretty funny with Mantis and Drax, Dave Bautista's character. Pretty good. This was a pretty well done movie, so definitely recommend checking it out for yourself to see what you think of it. So at number 12 is the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. At number 11 is Violent Night. Now this was with what's his name? David Harbour, that plays as Santa Claus in this movie. I'm losing my train of thought, so please forgive me on forgetting what the main characters of Santa Claus, of course, that's like killing people in the movie, but killing bad guys, of course, people that were naughty. So basically, this family gets kind of taken hostage. They're in a hostage situation or whatever, and David Harbour's character as Santa Claus has to come in and save the day and protect the kid that's he's trying to help, and the family too, and stop John Leguizamo or whatever as the main villain, the antagonist, of course. So I pretty much enjoyed how this movie turned out. The action scenes were great. There's a lot of cussing in it, of course, but it still was a really good movie, in my opinion. So at number 11 is Violent Night. At number 10, and I have this movie, of course, is The Black Phone. This was a really good movie. I actually bought it, I think, a month or two ago, if I remember correctly. But I really enjoyed this movie. Ethan Hawke plays as the child killer, which is pretty sick, honestly. But for the runtime it was going for and how the pacing of the movie turned out, I was really impressed. And this was one of the best Blumhouse movies I've seen this year. So, pretty good movie for what it went for. So at number 10 was uh, The Black Phone. Definitely recommend checking it out and buying it on DVD when you get the chance, of course, because it's really worth owning, in my personal opinion. I like that there's a character, the kid's sister or whatever. I can't remember the kid's name or whatever in the movie that gets kidnapped by Ethan Hawke's character as the grabber, of course. And it's pretty horrible what he does to the kids in the movie. It's just like, ugh, that's gross. So, yeah. But still, pretty good movie for how it turned out towards the end of the movie. The killer got his just desserts and the kid got away. The killer, pretty much, if you watch the movie, you know what happens. So I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it this year. So at number 10 was The Black Phone. At number 9 is Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Now, I thought this was going to be at an upper spot in the list, but actually, this movie did impress me a little more than I thought. It's just, there's some sequences in the movie that I'm not keen on liking, but I did enjoy this movie as a whole. It's pretty good. and it turned out to impress me a bit. Gohan unlocks a new power or whatever, some kind of god power or whatever, I don't know what, but it's pretty impressive how it turns out, and Piccolo finds out that he can transform into a big giant or whatever and stop the bad guys or whatever. So basically, this was a pretty good movie, but the way it turned out at the end, they had to fight a Mega Cell or something like that. I'm not sure. I have to watch this movie again to see where I lie with it. But at number 9 is Dragon Ball Super Superhero. The DVD and Blu-ray comes out on March 14th, unfortunately, in the US because it hasn't had a release date yet until now. And we got a release date recently, so definitely get this movie while you have the chance, because in the next month or two it's probably going to be sold out. So at number 8 is Bullet Train. Now I did get the Blu-ray and DVD and digital, and I really enjoyed this movie with how it turned out and all that. So pretty good movie in my personal opinion. It's just you got to pay attention to the movie and how the pacing of the movie, and they have to do flashbacks on where these characters started from to where they ended up getting to the bullet train and all that, and being on the bullet train and getting to that point in the sequence of the movie. So it's a pretty interesting movie. It's pretty fast paced, and you gotta follow along with it and pay attention to it, of course. But it's a pretty good movie for what it went for, in my personal opinion. And Brad Pitt was, in my opinion, slightly funny in this as his character Ladybug, and I'm like, oh my god, he's got the shittiest code name, but he's like some kind of uh, assassin or hitman that's uh, going through therapy problems or counseling or whatever, having to seek therapy or whatever. So it's just like, what the fuck? This movie's unusually weird, but it has good action sequences. So at number 8 was Bullet Train. I did like Aaron Taylor Johnson in this movie as I can't remember his character's name, but I have to watch this movie again and let you know. I think it's Lemon, I believe is his name. Uh, and there's Tangerine, but basically this was a pretty good movie. So at number 8 was Bullet Train. Number 7 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This was a pretty good movie in my opinion. I really enjoyed it for how it turned out, and basically the overall script. And these Sonic movies have impressed me through this year. James Marsden plays as his character, Donut Lord is how Sonic calls him, and Ben Schwartz plays as Sonic in this movie. And this movie turned out to be pretty good with the script and all that. Dr. Robotnik, or also known as Eggman, comes back to seek revenge on Sonic and uh, get his just desserts and all that. So basically, I was pretty impressed with how it turned out, and Knuckles is in this movie. Idris Elba plays as Knuckles, and I was really impressed with his voice acting in this show, or this movie, I meant to say. So, yeah, pretty good movie. It is 2 hours, but it is enjoyable for how it turned out. It's a little longer than the first one, but I personally enjoyed it. So at number 7 is Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright, at number 6 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, I was really impressed with this movie. Michelle Yeoh, or Yo, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I'm not 100% sure. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Let me know in the comment section below. But her performance in this was great. And the movie is about alternate multiverses and all that. and how it's all bundled up and mixed up. But this movie impressed me with the script and all that, so I was really entertained with how this movie turned out. And it's about character building and getting to know the characters, and then seeing all these action sequences and these fight scenes are pretty amazing in this movie. So I was really impressed with the cinematography in this movie. And it was a pretty entertaining and kind of funny movie too at times. But it does have some heart to it towards the end, middle to end of the movie. So the second and third act is where it starts becoming a thing where it's only one particular thing that Michelle Yu's character is having to do, uh, which with a family member, of course. But you'll definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. It's really worth watching. So at number 6 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm gonna have to return to you for part 2, and this will be for the top 5 in my opinion. That of the movies that are on my top 5. So definitely stay tuned for part 2. I thought I could finish it up, but I'm not gonna have time. It'd be over 20 minutes if I finished up on it. But still, definitely stay tuned for my top 5 in part 2 of Best Movies of 2022 video. This video is probably going to premiere at 3 a.m., unfortunately, and I do want to apologize for having it out so late in the middle of the night on December 28th. It's just, I am doing it a little late, so yeah. But I'm recording it so you guys have something to enjoy when it comes out, of course. So, with that being said, hope you enjoyed this first part for Best Movies of 2022 end of the year video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll definitely see you in the next part. So, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you soon in part 2 of Best Movies of 2022 video.